Justin?
I'm good. I'm great.
Did you get to meet Charles Barkley in the hallway?
We just met. He is enormous. I felt like he was shaking like a baby's hand.
Right,
I feel like in
right.
his head he was like, this is what it feels like to meet like an infant.
He is a large man. Did you get any tips? Are you an athletic fellow? I don't really know.
Clearly, yes.
I don't know. I don't know. You might be amazing.
I'm great at squash.
Squash.
No, I was always. I was pretty bad at sports. I loved playing sports. That was the problem. But I just had no athletic prowess. I remember playing basketball, and the kids on the other team would do a fake countdown clock. Like I was very neurotic about the shot clock. And
right. How much time you have?
yes.
Right.
The second I would touch the ball, there'd be like 40 seconds left on the clock, and they would all go 3, 2, 1, and I would just like huck it from like down the court.
Yeah. You never want to listen to your opponents on that one. Yeah.
Right. And I remember like praying to God, like literally praying to God that the ball wouldn't be passed to me.
Yes.
Like I would hide around like defenders to avoid, like I would like call off passes from the ball. Like don't, like dear Lord.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I said a lot of that in school. You don't want to go this way. I'm just here to look around. Now, you've been working a lot recently on helping voter registration drives.
Yeah.
You know, trying to get young people registered.
That's right. I've been going up to New Hampshire a lot because it's a very important swing state up there, and trying to get kids to college kids to register. And I actually got to meet Barack Obama. I got to meet him.
Did you? What was that like? Did you enjoy meeting him?
It was really amazing. Actually, it was like sort of. This sounds really cheesy and bizarre, but it was kind of a moving experience. It was sort of, and he was so like magnetic and cool. He just was like I wanted to hang out with him. I felt like afterwards I was like, is that it? Do we get to like party and hang out? And I was like, and
he probably doesn't want to party at this point.
Right.
A week to go, and he blew it with a crazy kegger with Justin Long. Yeah. This is awesome. Click.
Sorry, America.
Yeah.
But I got really like bashful and like giggly. I felt like a 12-year-old girl meeting like a Jonas brother. I got very like, like you know. And,
right.
And he said to me, he was like, he goes, the Mac guy, you're a cool guy. You're really cool. You're a cool guy.
He called you the Mac guy.
The Mac guy, yeah. And I said, I was like, well, yeah, thanks. You're pretty cool too. You know. And he said, we should do like a Mac PC thing for the campaign. We should do one of those. And I said, yeah, okay. And then I was like, well, who then in the scenario would I be? Like, you're obviously much cooler than me. So are you the Mac guy, and would I be?
Right.
I didn't know quite what his
right.
his take on that would be.
He probably didn't give it that much thought.
Right.
We'll do that, and I'm out of here.
It's in the works, right?
And I'm gonna go be president now, but whatever.
And never think about you again.
Now, let's talk about the Mac thing. Those ads are ubiquitous. They're everywhere. They're always on. You must hear from people. People must recognize you constantly for those ads.
Yeah, it happens.
Is it a good experience? What's it like?
It's usually, people, their reaction is usually pretty indifferent. It's like overwhelmingly indifferent. It's never like, there's never any real like excitement like, oh wow, like that's the Mac. It's always like, there's a desk and there's a mug and oh, there's the Mac guy, and it's never, there's never, in fact, at one point, I remember somebody, I was walking in New York, and this guy just stopped in the middle of the street and he goes, computer! He just pointed at me, yelled, computer.
Always nice to be recognized by a caveman.
Yeah.
You know?
And it took me a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk show host. But and I was with my mom recently walking around, and some guy was passing me, and he said to his friend, like very audibly, like kind of yelled at. He was like, "Oh, it's the guy from those damn commercials." My mother is very proud.
Always nice to be with your mom at that moment.
Exactly.
Now, when you first visited our show, which is 3 years ago now, at the time you were living with Jonah Hill, who has since also gone on to bigger. I think we have a photo here of Jonah Hill. There he is.
The greatest.
DMV shot. Yeah.
Just...
You guys are good friends. Yeah. And what was it like when you lived together? Was that?
It was great. Jonah's the best. He's the funniest human being in the world.
Seems very sweet and natural. He's himself.
Very down to earth, great. Like I love him. He's the best. But I remember that it's funny. It's the first time I did your show. His friend, Jonah's friend, came up to him and said, "Oh, I saw your friend Justin on Conan's show, and you should tell him he was, I thought he was really good." And Jonah was like, "Oh, good, I'll tell him. Like, I'll see him soon." And he said, Jonah's friend said, "Yeah, it's just good to see funny young Asian actors working." And I said, And Jonah was like, what are you talking about? He's not Asian. And his friend was like, yeah, very funny. But seriously, there's like John Cho and Justin, and like there's not a lot of...
So there are people that think you're an Asian actor.
Convinced. And a couple days after this experience, the house that we were living in we lived on this very quiet street in Santa Monica, and there was like a knock, like banging on my door at 1 in the morning, like bah, 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 bah. And I put on my glasses and sort of woke up, shuffled to the door, and well, first I woke up, then I put on the glasses. Sorry, and I walked to the door, and there were 3 Santa Monica police officers on the doorstep, like banging on my door. And the Santa Monica Police Department opened the door, and I did. I was like, well, what's the problem? I knew enough not to open the door right away. I said, what seems to be the problem? And they said, your car's blocking your driveway. And I said, well, what kind of car is it? And they said, well, what kind of car do you drive? And I said, a Prius. And they were like, it's a Prius. So I opened the door, and they grabbed me and like put me in handcuffs.
So they started to arrest you.
They arrested me, yeah, and they were like right in my face, like, you shut up, we're gonna ask questions now. And I said, what's the problem? I was weirdly not that freaked out. I knew I hadn't done anything wrong, and they were shining the light back and forth from my face to this picture that they were all conferring around, and they kept saying, is your name David Lentz? Is your name? And I was like, no, it's Justin Long, it's not David Lentz. And like 6 or 7 times they asked me, and finally they were like, so you're telling us that this isn't you? And they turned the picture around and shined the light on the picture, and it was a mugshot of a fully Asian man. Like 100%. I don't know, like no doubt about it, like short spiky hair, 150% Asian.
Yeah, this is you, yeah.
Yeah, so there was this weird set of, and so now to this day, it's Jonah's favorite running joke is that anytime he sees an Asian person, he'll be like, oh, like that's your brother. You know, like,
good old Jonah.
Good old, yeah.
Now let's talk about this movie. Let's make sure we mention this. Zach and Miri make a porno. You play a gay porno actor in this movie.
Guilty as charged. Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah. And we have a clip here. We're pretty much out of time, but anything we need to know for this clip?
I'm glad we're almost out of time. I don't have to tell this story about how I did research, extensive research for the role.
Before you knew you had the role, you were doing research.
Exactly.
Come on!
Hey.
It's that kind of show.
And by the way,
I'll get you, and I'll get you.
Yeah.
I
would just like to say,
who am I to be?
Right. I would like to go on record saying, like, Sir Charles Barkley is completely wrong. I don't want to live in a world without Conan string dance.
Thank you. You're a good man.
We'd all be worse off.
Good. Thank you.
I think this is a clip with Elizabeth Banks and Seth Rogen, 2 of the funniest actors working, I think. And yeah, so...
Let's take a look at this clip from Zach and Miri Make a Porno.
What do you do? What brings you here?
I'm an actor.
Wow, that's really impressive.
Thank you.
Movies?
Movies, pretty much.
What? Anything I've seen? What movies?
Oh, all sorts of movies with all-male casts.
All-male casts? Like Glengarry Glen Ross, like that?
Like Glenn and Gary Suckross's meeting.
Is that like a sequel?
Sort of. Some reimagining.
Oh, like The Wiz.
More erotic, and with less women. No women, to be exact.
I apologize in advance if I am out of line here, but are you in porn?
Guilty as charged.
Yeah. The Obama campaign will embrace you.
Right.
Zach and Miri Make a Porno opens in theaters this Friday. Justin, really cool having you on the show. Thanks for doing it.
Thank you.
Justin Long, we'll be right back.